Sisters. Today we're going to be making a cheesy vegetarian lasagna. So here we go. First step is you're going to be placing your water in your pot, let it boil, and then we're going to be placing our noodles inside the pot to boil. So first what you need to do is place some salt inside your pot, not too much, just a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be placing our noodles inside the pot. And what you're going to notice is my noodle is too big for the pan, the pot. So it will be sticking sideways upright. And if you notice, it's going to start melting and start sinking down. So that's what it's supposed to do. So it will all start fitting into the pot. Okay? Go ahead and place the pot of water to boil on the other side where the stove is. And we made room so I could show you how to start on the sauce. First, I'd like to take a note. We are going to be using a 9.5 by 13.5 tray. So again, 9.5 by 13 tray. Okay, as I was chopping all our veggies, I noticed our water is boiling. We're about to set some of the noodles inside there, but I'd like to place some whole garlic, fresh whole garlic inside the water. It just brings out all those garlicky flavors into those noodles. And then we're going to place our noodles, and I will show you how you place them in your pot if your pot is small. So just give me a second. Are done. As I showed you a clip of it, if the centers of your noodles have a little brown streak, that means they're not done yet. All the brown streaks are gone. Now it's time to put it in the strainer. Okay, so we went ahead and chopped all our veggies. What I'd like to take a note is before we start sauteing them, I did separate our squash and our mushrooms. Why? Because they release their own juices. So we're going to place that all at the end once our onions are lightly brown. So here we go. Place some olive oil in your pan. So I placed only about 1 tablespoon of olive oil when I placed all my onions in there. Why I did that, I like to saute my onions until they're caramelized, kind of burnt a little bit. It gives that special flavor. As soon as I see that it's a little bit, not burnt, but darker than brown, what we usually do is we place 2 more tablespoons of olive oil for the rest of the veggies to saute. Okay, as you saw the amount of browning that was on that onion, now I'm going to go ahead and place our squash. Again, we place this a little bit after because it releases its own juices, and that's going to be part of our sauce. You saute it in and let it settle. Once you see that your squash is already getting soft, that's when you will place your mushrooms. Meanwhile, while I was waiting for the onions to saute, I went ahead and I separated all the noodles. Why I did that? Because sometimes even when you place some oil in your pot along with that salt, it sometimes tends to stick together. So when I was placing them in there, some of them separated and broke. Don't worry. Once you puzzle piece them into your trays, they won't even show that it's broken. So what I also did was I kept all the little scraps. You're gonna place them in those little empty holes while we're placing them in the tray. Okay, our squash is really soft, not so soft, but just enough for me to place my mushrooms in there next. And place that in and saute that as well. Our mushrooms are done. And so now we're gonna go ahead and remove all the veggies in another bowl, or you can place them in the same pan, but what I like to do is use the same pan. It has all the flavors of all of that, you know, grilled onions and all those veggies. So what we're gonna do is place it in the bowl and reuse the same pan so I can show you what we need to do with the sauce. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start going and making our sauce. What I'm gonna place a little bit of olive oil into our pan that we did not wash. It's in the same pan that we sauteed all our veggies. Next that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place all my seasonings into the pan in that hot oil. It brings all those flavors out of those seasonings. I don't do them straight on the veggies, I do them separate. Again, it brings out all those flavors separately. And so what we're gonna first start is with our garlic powder. All the measurements will be in the beginning of the video. Next, we're gonna put the Italian seasoning. We're gonna put the cumin, the paprika, and your black pepper. The black pepper I'm gonna just hold off on to see how the flavors go as I taste test it. And the salt. The pepper and the salt come at the end to see if you need to add some more. I'm actually gonna place all my garlic powder. I love garlic. I'm gonna place it all in there. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and place your tomato paste and mix it in with your seasonings. And then you're gonna gradually add your water. I used about maybe 2 tablespoons, the first pinch of water that we put in for the seasonings. So I'm gonna gradually go. So I'll tell you the measurements in the beginning of the video. Okay, so you saw the consistency of how much water I placed into the sauce. Again, I like to have it not on the really saucy side. I kind of like it to have it one solid piece. The more liquid you put in, it's going to be a little difficult to remove from your pan, and I don't like a lot of sauce. Totally up to you. If you want a saucy-er, go ahead and place more tomato paste into your pan. Add a little bit more water until you get that consistency. Our sauce is simmering now. Now we're gonna place all our veggies into our pan. Okay guys, our sauce is done. It's cooling off now. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my cheese mixture. So place your ricotta cheese in a bowl. Then you're gonna go ahead and crumble up some feta. This is my recipe. It's totally up to you if you'd like to put that feta cheese. I like that Mediterranean feel, so I went ahead and put some feta in there. If not, you can go ahead and disregard it as well. So if you'd like to add the feta, go ahead and just take your hands and crumble it all up. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just crumb it all up, and then you're gonna mix this together, and that's all it is for the cheese mixture. Okay, so we went ahead and mixed our feta and ricotta cheese together. What else I'd like to note is we usually add the garlic at the end. I like to squeeze the garlic and crush it and have it freshly put inside. I do not cook it because it brings those garlic flavors out a lot more than when you cook it. So go ahead and place that inside your cheese. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start layering our lasagna, the fun part. So first what we need to do is we need to place some of the sauce on the bottom. Don't worry, you can get those veggies in there. Just go ahead and coat the bottom. Or what you could do, totally up to you, you could spray it with some, some oil spray. Some olive oil spray, totally up to you what you want to use. I like to use its own sauce and those veggies. Next step is once you place that sauce into your pan, go ahead and start lining up your lasagna noodles on the base, and we're going to start layering as we go. Okay guys, so we went ahead and placed our last layer of noodle, and I did not have shredded mozzarella cheese. You can use the simple sliced one, better off if you use the shredded one. I don't have any, so I'm going to use these. This is just to cover the top and brown it and have just that cheesy feel on top of it on your lasagna. And all I am going to do is just go ahead and layer them slice by slice, or you can just sprinkle on that mozzarella shredded one, that's better. Okay guys, we went ahead and placed that cheese on top of our lasagna, and we placed a little bit of Italian seasoning on top. We do have a little bit left of our noodles. What usually I do is I just chop it all up and make a spaghetti next to it for the kids the next following day. Totally up to you what you want to do. You could actually even freeze your noodles if you don't want to have spaghetti the next following day. But that's what I do with my leftover scraps that I didn't use. Now the next step is just to place it in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes on 350 to 400 degree, and until you see your cheese starts melting and starts browning, and then it'll be done. Lasagna is done, and I'm going to sprinkle and top it off with some green onions, and come and check it out.
Thank you for watching Galore Flavors. If you'd like, click down below to subscribe to my channel for more delicious recipes yet to come. You could also check us out on Instagram and Facebook. I'll see you guys next time.